Boys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to tell you guys all about Badum's questline, what each quest actually consists of, and what the reward maybe could be, and it's actually super sick. So if you enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. I stream almost every day. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So if you guys don't know, Badum actually has a questline now, and it seems to be geared towards those heavy PvP or grindy players, kind of the endgame players, the no-lifes like myself. Since it is a no-wiping economy, people can finish it, but it's just going to take a little longer for them. But if we go to Badum, we see that he has a quest line called Fortuna's Favored that's actually 9 parts long, which makes it seem like it's pretty easy, pretty short. But one thing is that these quests, each part is gonna be hard. Now, everything that I'm about to say is very subject to change, so all the things that I'll say will maybe be in the general vicinity of what the final outcome will be, but it won't be the exact word for word of what it can be. Now, I have some gameplay in the background, but basically I want to talk about all 9 parts and what they're going to consist of in a general sense. Again, it's all subject to change, but part 1 is pretty simple. You have to reach a certain level on your factions. Right now, it's at level 12. So again, once you reach level 12 on Osiris, ICA, and Korlev, you unlock the next step. Again, I won't know what the prizes are for each tier, as the prizes or the rewards for completing each tier are different. So we won't talk about the rewards, but we'll talk about the actual content and then the very last reward for completing everything. So for part 2 of Badum's questline, it's going to be to kill a certain amount of creatures. So you're going to have something like kill 300 Striders, 200 Rattlers, then 100 Marauders or 80 Marauders, something in that range. That's going to be a way to kind of do it organically, so you don't have to really farm Marauders. You don't have to farm them out of your way. You just kill them as you go and get them as you complete your normal missions, and that's pretty simple for part 2. Part 3 of Badum's questline is going to be to loot different containers. Basically, you have to loot 3,000 total containers along your way. Again, this is supposed to be an end game questline, which takes a very long time to complete. It's going to be very grindy, but again, you have to loot containers and you have to own a total of 100,000 old currency. Again, don't forget, this is all subject to change, so these numbers could vary. Everything could vary, but this is just giving you an outline of what you could be looking at in the future. So after part 3, after you loot those 3,000 containers and earn 100,000 old currency, part 4 is going to be all about killing crushers, killing howlers, and getting storm creature items. So basically, you're going to have to kill crushers and howlers in the storm, and you're going to have to get some type of storm creature parts. I don't know if it's going to be charged spinal base or something like that. I have no idea what the storm items are, but basically you're going to have to kill howlers and crushers in the storm, which honestly isn't that bad, but it forces you to stay for the storm and it forces you to find the howler, wait for him, and actually get good enough gear where you can kill him in the span of 5 minutes, which is actually pretty tough. Now, after part 4, you're going to move on to part 5, and part 5 is basically completing certain campaign missions. This is where you'll kind of get stuck where, oh, I can't go this far if I haven't completed this campaign mission. So it's kind of a way to make sure you're not just doing Badum's questline, you're actually completing the game as you go. Again, I don't know what it's going to consist of, but again, I'm sure it's some cap like complete blah 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 quest, complete blah 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 quest, so they know you're doing all factions at all the time and you're actually doing missions as intended. Now for these final 4 parts, this is where it gets absolutely insane. So part 6 is gonna consist of owning 200 Letium, 120 oil, and 10 Progoniter Slags. And as you know, Slags are a random chance of forging. You can get them randomly, and you need 10 of them. You need 120 oil, and you need 200 Letium. So you're gonna be grinding drills, you're gonna be grinding oil, and you're especially gonna be grinding the forge, because you know these Slags are a bane of my existence. I hate them. We all hate them because it's an RNG chance. We don't know how many we're gonna get. We could get 0 all day. We get 10 all day. We don't know. It's an RNG chance, but this is where you're gonna get stuck, because you're gonna be at a stuck point where you're gonna have to find these things. You're gonna be stuck behind the RNG. You're gonna be stuck behind people countering your drills. You're gonna have some bad luck. You're gonna have some good luck. But again, this is an end game quest line, which resolves in trying to use your best gear and getting the best stuff in the game. Part 7 is a little more simplistic. You basically have to own a certain amount of scripts for each faction. So let's say 800's number. So own 800 Osiris scripts, 800 ICA scripts, and 800 Korlev scripts. Having them in your stash. I don't know if you hand them in, because it could say own or it could say hand in. So I don't know if you give all those scripts in or if you have to earn. Again, I don't know. So it's to get a certain amount of scripts and own them at one point for each faction. That's going to be the gist of part 7. Now, part 8 and part 9 kind of intertwine. This is where I'm getting a little bit lost, but we have a general idea. So for my idea that I have is part 8 is going to be to use legendary weapons to kill different creatures. So you're going to have to kill different creatures with either the Zeus, the Comrade, or the Karma. So it forces you to either craft them, or I don't know if you still get them from quests. I have no idea, but it forces you to kill creatures with these legendary weapons, actually take them out and use them. Now, part 9 is very similar to part 8, but I'm pretty sure in part 9, you're going to have to kill actual actual players, actual prospectors in order to complete this. I don't know what the number is going to be. I'm thinking in the 10 to 25 range. So you might be lucky enough and get enough kills with one legendary weapon, but if you lose it, you're going to have to craft another, then another, then another. So the better you are and the more grindy and the more skilled you are in the game, the more luck you'll have. And this is part 9. That's the final part. So after you complete all 9 parts, you get what I think is a pretty sick reward. I mean, I'm using my context clues to kind of determine what the reward's going to be, and I think it's fairly self-explanatory just going off of context clues. But basically, if you go to the station, Lucky Leaf Man, you go to the bar and you go to Badum. If you click on Badum, you see that he's holding a picture of a weird skull thing right here. We see this right. This is Badum. If we go away from him and hook a right, as you see right here, it shows an insanely cool skin and a karambit knife. This stuff is absolutely sick, and as you see, it says Fortuna's favorite underneath. So this would make you think the quest is called Fortuna's favorite. He has that exact skull behind the karambit on his photo, so why would you not unlock this stuff? So basically, my idea is that you unlock an absolutely sick karambit knife, and you unlock this absolutely insane and terrifying skin. So these rewards, in my opinion, are 100% worth it. You get a karambit knife, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, these rewards are actually so sick, and if you want these, you gotta grind the hardest stuff in the game. And again, everything I just said is subject to change, but that gives you a fairly good outline on what the quests can be. And once I complete all the quest lines in the main season 3, I'll obviously make a guide on that. Basically, this is to show you guys that you're gonna want to grind Badum's quest lines because they are sick. Boys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuce.